Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
I'm Julia Canon.
And I'm Rachel Wells. And that's Kuma. Everyone say hi to Kuma.
I just realized the cat's right there.
Oh, hi, Kuma. All right. So that doesn't get us off base at all. Welcome On the Air with Power Squared. Tonight is our 21st comic book club meeting.
Yes.
Whoa.
I thought it would never last. And we're going to talk about Grommets, which was written by Remender and Brian Posehn.
Yeah.
I am notoriously forgetting somebody's name wrong when I introduce somebody. So that's just how it is.
Right.
So, and whose idea was this?
Mine.
Okay, so tell us why you picked Grommets.
Okay, well, the main reason I picked it is because we wanted to have more American comics on this segment. And this is also a one and done and not a volume one of something. I got into this because at WonderCon I met Brian Posehn, and I didn't really have anything for him to sign, so I got the first issue of Grommets because it's skateboarding. So then I read the first issue, and when I got to the last page, I thought I was in for something really special. So I trade waited and got this at Comic-Con, and I really liked it, so I wanted to see what everyone else thought of it.
Okay. We actually, both of us met him at WonderCon, and we invited him on the podcast.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that's happening.
yeah, it didn't happen either. It's one of those, hey, hit me up on Instagram or forget it.
Yeah.
All right. I liked it.
I liked it too.
It was interesting. I'm the only one here that was alive in the 80s, I'm pretty sure. And I was a little too old to be into the skateboarding that was going on at the time, but that seems like kind of there was a lot of people, and they're still doing skateboarding, obviously.
Yeah. Skateboarding is an Olympic sport now.
Yes, but back then it was more like using someone's pool and all that kind of stuff. So that was more of a...
social sport? Not social sport, but like...
It was
it was more of a social thing than a competitive thing.
Yeah. Right. And then I think the high school stuff kind of rings true for the relationships you have and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it seemed... I thought it's sort of... As a passerby of of what was going on, that seemed to hit it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the art. I love the story. I loved that it was basically a love letter to the writers' childhoods, and they seemed to work really hard to make it an authentic 80s story, even though there were some parts of it that seemed a little like, I thought that was just some movie stuff. Like,
Like
seems a little cartoony, but like
just them being silly.
Sometimes you gotta have fun with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess I wouldn't say they had happy childhoods based on that.
They had a childhood.
Yeah. They made it through to adults, but it just doesn't.
One of my favorite parts about this story was there's been a lot of 80s nostalgia stuff for the past 10 years or so, and a lot of it I feel like seems to romanticize the 80s, while this story seems to keep it real. Like, basically everyone's being child abused.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the writers just don't seem shy to point out how violent those times were.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and also, I think I heard someone point out, the parents are smoking in the car and don't give a shit. That happened. I was in that situation. I remember that.
Yeah.
When they open the window and it sort of blows back into your face. I think, okay. So it's a different time.
Yeah. Was this basically like when I was like reading through this entire thing? I just remembered. I remember like some friends who are like a bit older than me. They were talking about, you know, how Nickelodeon used to have like late night, like Nickelodeon used to have those commercials of like, do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
This is basically the definition of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was what those things were made for.
Like, yeah, because it's like wasn't it the rule like 80s, early 90s or so is like your parents were just like get out of the house and come back when the street lights come back on or something like that. Like that was basically that time or something.
Yeah, the
latchkey kids.
I remember as a younger person. I don't know if I was a child or not, but it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Was sort of broadcast on television, so it wasn't so it's not new that someone's doing that, but this was sort of a like go out and have fun and come back when we want you to be back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
kind of interesting that it's supposed to be about skateboarding, but most of it really isn't about skateboarding.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of skateboarding is kind of a way to bring the two main characters together, and then we kind of see their lives and them struggling with coming of age and dealing with the conflict around them.
It's my understanding that the two of them sort of, when they met, kind of bonded over skateboarding, having done that.
Yeah.
Which is why, so, it's a way of bringing people together so that you can tell, I guess, a deeper story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's supposed to be, it's supposed to highlight how skating tends to bring different people together. Like, you don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to, any race, any gender, can all come together and enjoy skateboarding together.
Yeah.
Now, this skateboarding has been around longer than the 80s. Because in my family, my older brothers were stepbrothers, and they were into skateboarding pretty like in the mid-60s. And we were never allowed to ride a skateboard after one of them broke his collarbone riding it.
Oh no!
Yeah, they were building the Dallas North Tollway at the time, and it was a lot of flat cement, no cars, and so they of course went out there, and they were told not to go. Went out there anyway, and I don't know how he had an accident, broke his collarbone. So then we were never allowed to. We had the skateboard for a long time, but we were never allowed to ride. And it wasn't like fancy. It was sort of like this wood, like a kind of a small surfboard with wheels on it, kind of a deal.
You had what you had.
But
you had what you had.
Yeah, but so, I was interested in skateboarding as a kid, but then we were never allowed. And then by the time the 80s came around, I think I was married by the time this happened.
It's like, honey, no, skateboard's dangerous. Just use a bike like everyone else.
We won't get into the,
oh no.
Yeah, we were like she had to know where we were at all times. And if it was dark, when we were kids, it was dark, she'd come looking for us. Like, come on, you're really embarrassing us. Especially
I just went across the street for a soda pop. Sorry.
She would tell stories about how she did all this stuff in high school, and we went out, but we were never allowed to, like,
I was like, on one hand, fair, but also what?
Yeah. So let's not get into that, but
true.
So she was the opposite of these parents, come back. And
the beginning chapter where the kid, like, when he does that epic wipeout, and first of all, it was very funny the way they showed the wipeout, how the meteor came down and went through the course of human time. But then the very end of the chapter where you see his braces go through his lip, and you're like, I don't know. Y'all seem to be reading the trade paperback. I don't know if it has like the ending segments with the letters.
So you read the individual issues?
I read an online version that had the individual issues, and they all had little letters published in the back. And the first one had a write-up about the series by the two writers, and apparently that actually happened. Like, one of the writers actually had a wipeout where his braces went through his lip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I read
Oh,
the.
man.
I have the
Well, fair
individual
enough.
first issue, and I read the letters page there.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
See, the assignment was to read the trade, not to go off on your own and read stuff.
I
You
just
know,
read
I
whatever
kind of
was
like
in
the
like
letters
Discord.
at the end.
I just grabbed whatever
Well-
was posted on the Discord, and Paul said it was fine, so I wrote with it.
Okay. All right.
Well, anyway,
I have to lay down
the
some
trade
rules.
does not have the letters
No.
pages.
It's too bad because I like the letters. They're cute. A lot of them are like people writing in like, "Hey, thanks for this blast of the past."
Yeah, I like the artwork in general.
Yeah.
Really good panel layouts.
Oh yeah.
Use of. Yeah, it's just.
And
hard.
I don't know if I didn't run into a lot of jocks, but every high school's got sort of the hey, we're better than everybody else, and these guys
A
are
token.
like violent.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, but
Yeah, when I was like
Tell me
reading it,
something
it was
else.
hard. It was kind of sorry to interrupt. Like when I was like reading through that part, it was like going like I've seen like movies and such that did portray like the jock usually taking it too far.
Yeah.
So like I think that portrayed it pretty well, especially with like how media would always like, especially in movies during the 80s and the 90s and such.
Yeah.
Something else I really like about this story is the way. So for those who haven't read it, those who are watching, there's a conflict with the jocks. They crash this party and they start a fight with the main characters, and the police are called, but the police don't believe our main characters. They don't believe the jocks, who are like the stars of the football team, could have ever possibly done anything wrong, and it's honestly a kind of theme that not only is consistent with the punk undertones of the skating scene during this time, but it's something that still, I imagine, resonates today, where you feel like justice hasn't really been served. You feel like there's the haves and the have-nots who get the benefits of like two systems of justice, if you will. So that's something I really liked about this story. They kept, instead of going the route that skateboarding kind of went, where it was kind of corporatized a little bit, they kept towards those punk roots.
I kind of felt that the police didn't want to, these are the star athletes on the football team that, rah, 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 and so if they can't do wrong, you guys have to, I think I read it that way more than, they were not going to believe you because that would get them in trouble. And
It's like we don't care. It was like
Yeah.
we
Well,
don't
that's
care
true,
if there was a
too.
bullet. Like we didn't care if there's a bullet like in your glass that was licensed to this gun. No,
Yeah.
They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm angry, but this makes sense.
That's true, but the point ultimately is that the police don't care about our main characters, the
Right.
skateboarding kids, because
Yeah.
they're more interested in thinking that they're the punks rather than
yes,
the
yes,
other way with
yes.
the jocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're they're different. Jocks. Playing for the football team is cool for a certain level for certain people,
it's,
and
like it's socially acceptable.
yes, that's what I'm
and-
trying to think of. And being a skateboarder, punker is not.
Yeah.
So you're the bad
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
And it's also like the whole thing of like there's also the younger ones, so like they're either more impressionable or they cause more trouble than say the mature older variety, which in reality isn't always true, but obviously that's never the case.
Trevor, we said much.
No. Despite all that, I like that the story ultimately has a happy ending.
Yeah, they get to.
That's true.
Yeah.
You kind of, because they obviously didn't know each other growing up. So obviously this is all taking them probably bits and pieces from their real lives and sort of meshing them together. But the idea, the big thing was to kiss the girl before he left town. Can understand that.
I will say, Brian, because I knew he's based on Brian Posehn, and I had heard Brian Posehn through like voice acting and stuff. I half read his dialogue in
His voice.
Posehn's voice. Yeah, I sometimes did that too.
We don't know what his Rick sounds like, but
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, Posehn's been around doing voices for a long time. And acting,
Yeah.
yes. I guess he's on a new series, so he doesn't need our help. Anyway, and it's kind of funny. There was I guess, a time in my life where we almost moved to Phoenix. So it was kind of weird.
That hit too close to home.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. 'Cause when I found that out, I was like, "Phew, glad we didn't move to Phoenix." Because you totally have to have air conditioning to live there. But.
It's like stepping on the surface of the sun.
I was gonna say, how do you
That
stay
dang
over there
bubble.
without just burning up?
Don't fall down. Yeah.
I feel like anyone from Phoenix will just be like, it's a skill issue.
Also, the whole thing with the jocks. I felt bad for the characters in general, but in the moment I felt bad for Rick because he was about to score.
Yeah. And I also feel bad for the parents because their house gets wrecked. But,
That too.
That's true. Grandpa's house is completely ruined.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One critique I have of the series is that it's so short. I mean, and on one hand, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's short and sweet. But on the other hand, I feel like I didn't really get to know these characters very much. Like,
Yeah.
there's Mike, the Mohawk kid, and then there's the three Jens.
Yeah.
I don't really know them,
Yeah.
which is, it's too bad, really. But I guess they're more or less set dressing.
I also kind of wish we got to know some of the characters a little more.
And also,
There's more potential in this story.
yeah. And also,
Yeah.
the luckily they both ended up together in Phoenix, but you kind of wonder, like, what happened then? But
I do like the very end where they kind of end up in the same situation where Brian's trying to show off as in issue 1.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this circular storytelling, like kids never learn kind of thing.
yeah. Well, you think that's what makes you cool, so hey, I'm going to show everybody.
But I did really like this story. It's something I don't think I would have picked up on my own. So I'm glad to have had a chance to read it on Comic Book Club.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That's why we do this.
One small minor thing, I also like that they were authentic enough to the skater culture to actually mention real skaters like Stacy Peralta.
Oh, yeah.
I recognize that name because of Tony Hawk, admittedly. But
Well, but I mean, that lends a little credence to the
yeah,
environment they were.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody wants to read it.
Yes.
Yeah, I would. I really
2
do
thumbs
like.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really do like the art style as well because like I'm honestly like a sucker for that type of line work where it looks like clean and neat at the same time, like along with the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like
Like it almost looks like a painting in a way.
yeah, it kind of strikes the right balance between realistic and stylized. Yeah.
Like it's like one of those things like especially with my own art style like I'm trying to find the middle line between I guess like just like trying to get it so because it looks like it's like they like obviously there was effort put into this though it's like that thing of sorry cut it David anyways
So you put the artist on our book. You didn't put effort into it.
Leave me-
Nice to
leave me
know. Nice to
alone.
know.
leave me alone I'm bad with words
Effort was
so it's
put
like that
into
cross
this.
between it's like that cross between of like they knew like, I guess like they know when to put it down and
Yeah.
it's like that like that concept with like icing a cake you have to know when to stop
Yeah.
or else you're not gonna have it like you had before so I guess that's where I'm trying to like go like I don't know really when to stop or I guess stop in terms of like whether if it's good enough or it's where like say either a client wants it or where I want it kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It
So,
feels, the
yeah.
style feels a bit like, almost like 80s newspaper cartoon.
Yeah.
But like I mean that in the best way, and
Yeah.
it's so elevated by the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, like the rendering is done really well too. It's like I really like the rendering of it as well with the colors and like the shading and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
effort was put into it. Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely feels very California with the bright blue skies.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
We don't have blue skies over here. It's only like it's like a vague green.
I'm sure that's what they wanted in Philadelphia.
And then, of course, because this is a trade, I like being able to see some of the like design work in the back. This.
Ooh.
I will say though, when I came to Rick's father, there was only one thing I agreed with what he said, and it was about the California housing. That's the only thing I agreed with on. It's like we're moving California taxes and housing. I'm like, fair enough.
You know you're an adult when you agree with the adults in stories. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, it is expensive.
It's like, is it tragic and sad, and you don't want him to go? Yes. Do I agree with his father though? Also, yes.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right, so we all agreed that we would recommend this,
Yes.
and so now it's time to choose
The next
the
one.
next book we're going to do. And whose turn is it, Trevor?
It would be Jen, but she's not here, so no, it's Rachel's turn.
Rachel. Uh-oh.
My turn. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think of one.
Well, we can wait until you
last
pick one
one-
out.
The one we had before was before this was what was one before?
Barely remember my name.
I cannot remember.
Let's see.
Oh, Usagi Yojimbo? Was that right?
That was me.
No, I'm trying to remember if how many of the past books we've read have been Western comics.
Right, well, the previous
opposed
one
to-
was the last one we did was Look Back,
Oh, Look Back. Yes, that's right.
Which is, yeah.
and then before that it was Usagi, and then before that it was the Sculptor.
Let me think. Maybe I might just go ahead and recommend a manga. Hold on.
What a shock.
I do have a lot to read. Am I just gonna pick one that is on my list? Eeny, meeny.
This is exciting for anybody watching, or especially if they're listening. I don't know.
Very exciting. You know what I'm gonna do?
If you're still here, what's your opinion on the California housing?
Tell us your favorite skating star. It's not Tony Hawk. I've got you guys.
Okay.
Vagabond. Vagabond. That's what I've been meaning to read. Manga by a guy.
Oh, a guy. That's good. We'll ask you that
At least
the store.
one guy.
Looking for a vagabond by a guy?
Yeah, it's a guy.
It's the
Where's fuck?
I'm not going to be able to spell his name anyway, so.
By who wrote this thing? Takehiko Inoue.
Alright.
Beloved manga. Let's do it, y'all.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if you're listening or watching, it's Vagabond for the next time.
Yes. So if you're watching us on YouTube later and you like this, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment below if you have any opinions of your own on grommets.
Or skateboarding.
Yes. If you're looking for a silent fidget toy, use our affiliate code MartinEDLI, save 10% off your purchase at getono.com.
All right. So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins. I'm Trevor Hankins.
I'm Julie Cannon.
And I'm Rachel Wells, and that was Kuma.
Okay.
He's still there.
And you've been on the air with Power Square and Kuba.
Bye.
Bye.